Hi there and welcome back, or if you're new to the channel please feel free to like and subscribe, because today we're just going to jump right back into that Nintendo Switch collection, show off some of what the little console's got to offer, and also I've got something else to show you. Some of you guys might be interested, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out, but without further ado, let's just dive right in. So what it was I had to show off was these really cool Switch player magazines. And as I said, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out where you can buy these. So these will really appeal to the old timers, much like myself, who often miss going into the store and buying physical reading material. They come packed with all different kinds of Nintendo Switch content, such as upcoming games, hidden gems, and really well done reviews. Not to mention the artwork on the front cover of these is just awesome on its own. And in particular, this Skyrim one is a real highlight to me. So they usually cost about £3.99, but you can often buy them in bundles, which would make each individual magazine much cheaper. I definitely thought these were worth highlighting, and they have a Twitter page if you want to follow that. Again, I'll leave that in the link in the description. Now moving on to another little bundle of games from my collection. And where better to begin than Dragon Quest XI. The absolutely fantastic and historic RPG, which was released on PS4 a good few years ago, finally saw a Switch release, and the Switch port was just so much better. Although not quite as crisp as the PS4 version, the Switch port did see a lot more added to it. The most notable additions to this port are that you can now play the entire game in 2D, much like the old retro style way of playing games, and a lot of people really like that addition. Another is the soundtrack. There were a lot of complaints about the PS4 soundtrack, mainly because it was all electronic, whereas the Switch release got a full orchestral soundtrack. Next up, City Skylines. This is one of my favourite building sim games on the Switch, and as you would have guessed, you get to build your own city. The game doesn't look as good as the PC version, and the frame rate does stutter along sometimes, but nothing game breaking. It's still very playable. Not to mention really addictive and good to have on the go. Grip's a fast paced combat racing game, which has you looping around and driving upside down. And so far I haven't really given this game much of a go, mainly because it just looked terribly when I first played it. And I haven't heard if they've patched it up so far. Let me know if you've heard otherwise. And then we have Spyro, the Reignited Trilogy. I think we all know what Spyro is. I used to play it over and over again on the PlayStation 1, and when I got this I completed all 3 games within about the first 2 weeks. I'm not too sure what everyone else thought about the port, but I thought it looked and ran perfectly smooth. And the previous gen remaster, Assassin's Creed 3. Again, most of us here know about the Assassin's Creed series. And although the third one never claimed to be the best, I did enjoy the historical setting. However, on another note, one of the fan favourite Assassin's Creed games is Black Flag, and that comes packed in the Rebel collection, with Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Rogue. I think open world games can be a hit or a miss, but with Black Flag they definitely got it right. I love that you get to sail about in your ship and you get to land on random islands here and there. And I'd also say it also looks and runs a lot better than Assassin's Creed 3 on the Switch. Not to mention you're getting the 2 games in one here, and it's priced the same as what Assassin's Creed 3 was when it was released. Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challenger. So I got this back when the Switch had just released and there was only about 4 or 5 physical games and I was looking for something different. And my god was it overpriced. I think I paid about £45 for this game, which is ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, I love Street Fighter. I always have. And this is no exception. But it really doesn't justify the price I paid. And so last up today we've got Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Now this was a controversial one, mainly because the Switch port was so poor on release, and a lot of those Switch owners were the ones that donated to the making of this game. Although I have heard it's been patched since. I've not had the chance to play it yet, as you can see it's still wrapped up, but I'm looking forward to it because I do like my Metroidvania style games. And that about does it for today. As I said, all the links will be in the description below. If you have any questions or any feedback, please feel free to let me know. I do appreciate all interaction. Until next time, see ya.